Good afternoon and welcome to the October 18th, 2021 Board of Public Works and Safety. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance led by David Nutty.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's good to be with you today. Let's spell Heavenly Father, in our hearts we plan our course, but we ask you to guide our steps. We thank you for all that's been done this year through the leadership of this Board of Public Works, the things that we can't see underground and yet the things of beauty that we can see above. We know that it all comes from you. The inspiration and the creation. Thank you for the strength that you give each member here to guide their families and to guide this city. And we just thank you for all that you do. And we give you praise in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, move on to roll call.
Brian Dodd,
Present.
Becky Gibson,
Present.
David Nutty,
Present.
Jim Bear.
Okay, everyone has the minutes, the October 4th, 2020 regular meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to that? Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Is Casey out there? I didn't see him when I walked in. Move on down to item B, approval agreement with Wessler Engineer, Brad.
Howdy.
Hello.
This agreement basically allows us to do some on-call services with Wessler. We use them to do drainage reviews, sometimes sewer and water reviews for development. We'd been working under an old agreement with them already, but this one just kind of clears up some language, so I'd ask your permission to enter into this agreement.
Any questions for him?
I know we've got a history with Westwood. You remember also Jim, and so I'll second that motion.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you. I'm down to item C, ADA report, Brad.
This is my annual update of ADA Title VI report. It's all pretty self-explanatory. We update this each year to be in compliance with all of our grant applications and different things like that. With NDOT, I will just tell you, we've been talking about entering into an agreement with the ADA consultant. NDOT in the future is planning to really get a lot stricter on ADA requirements as part of our possible community crossings grants and things like that. So we've got to get ahead of the curve on that. So we've been getting up to snuff with what we need to do in the future.
Even with your consultant, will you still have the 10 hours of training for yourself and other department heads?
Yes. 10 hours of training for me and less hours of training for the department heads, but some number, yes.
Bringing in a consultant will help fill in the gaps. Because there are so many. It's a nightmare to understand, to be honest. Sometimes there's a lot of things we're trying to figure out. We spend hours and hours researching. I've been spending hours and hours researching stuff, working with engineers, working with different people. And even between those groups, there's differences that they have to iron out. So there's just a lot there, and having an expert on hand will help alleviate a lot of what we're doing. Because I deal with it every day.
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you. Item D, approval of Metronet to perform work in the right-of-way. Brad?
Metronet is going to be putting in a new service line for St. Gabriel's Church. And I went and checked it out. You see the pictures I think I sent you. We sent you, and everything looks just fine, so asking you to approve this boring work over at St. Gabriel's for Metro.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion is second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Approval agreement with Indiana Bond Bank on the Hoosier equipment lease, on the Hoosier equipment lease purchase. Say that 10 times real fast.
No, thank you. Municipalities normally have to advertise for bids on financing of large equipment, and the bond bank takes care of that for us. We send them amount that needs to be borrowed and for how long, and then they send it out to all the banks and get the best price for me. So this is a 5-year loan at 1.65%, I believe, and just need approval to proceed. And this will cover just the first trash truck, the trade-in, and I believe 400 toters.
Question.
On that traded amount, is that for both of the vehicles at one time, on the first one?
No, it's just the oldest one. We cannot trade in the newest one because we are still paying on the newest one.
Okay.
So the original documentation shows the trade-in amount 95,000. That was redone later because somebody was asking. So the math, what we're borrowing is $293,815. The truck was $224,815 minus $55,000 plus $24,000 for toters, being the total amount borrowed is $293,815.
It is 165. Fixed. That's good.
Motion to approve the request.
Second.
Have a motion is second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you very much. Item F, approval agreement with Stone Municipal. This was the gentleman I had in last meeting. I don't know if any of you contacted him, talked to him or anything, but I'd like to approve moving with November and December, and then we'll figure next year out differently. But I want to get the next 2 months, getting him started in here, start working on projects for us. So, anybody have any questions on that or concerns,
One
comments?
thing I would add, Mayor, I think this is a wonderful suggestion.
Thank you.
I agree.
And I make a motion, we go ahead with it.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you very much. Mike Bottomley, requesting permission to ask for easement.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Mike.
Okay. I'd like to get your approval on a easement through Raider property. It's the solar panel power line runs from the river's edge under the river through the wastewater plant, and we pass through 2 parcels of Raider's property, and that's what the should have 2 easements to approve. Up on the map for the public, the 2 parcels. There's the power line, it runs through this small parcel, and this second parcel, we own this to the power plant. So, we just, Jerry Rader wanted to get an easement right here for him to know in the future. We told him we would pay for that and do that for him.
Should be 2.
It's 2 parcels, yes.
Might have 1.
You only have 1?
One with the drawing.
Yeah, and I gave you a different drawing because that drawing's kind of hard to see
Yeah.
what the heck he was looking at.
I won't disagree with it.
Any questions for him?
Motion to approve the request.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you very much. Okay,
Thanks, Mike.
we have
Thanks for the
a couple change orders on the sidewalk program. One of them was days that we added because we changed some concrete work. And we due to, correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, you'll know this better than me, but the water main out in front of the old boys club, we ordered some material, that we had a problem with a leak. We had to put a stop in and what's the other term I'm looking for?
I wasn't part
They had
of
to,
it.
Brad's here, duh. What's that shut off? Line port, couldn't spit it out. Line stop. I knew I was close. But then something was different on it, so we had to give some extra days due to that, plus we had some extra concrete in there. That was the only time we extended some days was due to that.
See, you extended 8 days. Did it take 8 days to repair that?
It was due to extra concrete. We had to dig out extra concrete and pour more concrete back. And so there was extra days. Along the line stop, I forget how long it took because we had to order parts because something was different about it and we had to get different parts. So yes, it was 8 days.
So this is, I have change order number 2 and 3. Was there a change order 1?
I have a 2 and 3.
One, I think, yeah, but I can't remember off the top of my head what that first one was for. It was early on.
Well, the total of the 3 will be $2,200. I didn't know.
But it's not extra, it comes out of budget. Because we
but I
save
just-
money elsewhere, so it comes out of there. There's no extra expense on these two.
Motion to
shows
approve the
extra
2 change
expense.
orders.
Just make note, it does show extra expense. I
Yes.
won't disapprove, I'll second it.
Change order, I can't remember what it was, but it was something very simple and minor, that first
At
one.
the beginning.
And it was like right at the beginning, it was something that was planned wrong or something, I can't remember.
I don't remember either. We have a motion from Jim,
You got a second from Dave.
a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you very much. The last thing I got is, I do have an appointment to the Board of Works. Dave will be coming off. He's moving, so we appreciate his service. I thank you for everything you've done for the city. Been nice to work with you for the past almost 6 years and getting to know you. But Dave will be coming off and Diana Phillips from council will be coming down, so. Looking forward to finishing out the term with you. She's done a great job. She's a hard worker, very involved, always in my office, and she's doing a fantastic job. I just want to say publicly, thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
On down to department matters. Brad Coulter.
I'd sent you some quotes of equipment that we want to get. We have, I've been looking for a while and working with the mayor to figure out the right blade that we needed for the UTV. So that's the fairly, I know that looks like a round number, but there's a connector or something that we have to buy and we don't know the cost of it yet. And that's from Rogan and Richmond. That was the rep that the company recommended to us. The plate compactor and the Makita walk-behind saw both come from Liberty at Markers.
Are you going over this one right now?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So you're going with, there's several things on these, so
Right.
start at the beginning again. So the UTV blade is gonna be the 4,500 plus the mount kit
Yeah, that's at Rogan Equipment in Richmond.
from Rogan.
You estimated that at just a few hundred.
I think the blade is $4,400 and the mount kit's a little of nothing extra.
And the plate compactor,
Yeah.
is that for the UTV also?
No, the plate compactor is a piece of equipment that you use to repair street cuts. We're gonna use this on our professional pothole repair trailer that we're gonna be putting together. And the Makita street saw is also, we don't have a street saw at the street department. Haven't had one for a long time, so these are both things that we'll use to repair potholes properly in the future. These will go along with our hot box
Where are those, or where are you getting those from?
markers and Liberty.
And that threw me off. It said asphalt markers, and I go, what is that?
Oh,
The
for
last-
asphalt markers, that's the company name.
Yeah.
Markers is the company,
Yeah.
Wally World and Liberty. The mower, I just wanted to get it approved in case we have the money, but we sort of doubt that we do, but if we do, I would like to get a new mower for down at the transfer station. They've been using hand-me-downs and old passed-down models for quite a while. This is not a fully commercial mower like we would buy for the street department. It's not the super heavy duty, but it's a pretty nice one that will last them for a long time down there. It'd be something permanent where we're not moving. But again, that's budget dependent if we have the money. As we get
And
down.
we spoke earlier, if at all possible, get one of those absorbing seats, shock absorbing seats.
Yep.
It's really hard on a person's back on terrain like that. You know how it is at the park, just, if you can do that.
Alrighty.
Questions for Brad?
So if we chose, we could approve one and the other approved, subject to.
You can approve all of it together, assuming the budget allows.
Okay, then I'll do so, make that motion.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you. Superintendent Good.
Hi,
Good afternoon.
we have all the numbers together to move ahead with repairing the pool. The quote that you got from Natari, that includes replacing, so first of all, they're gonna tear out the old liner. They're gonna replace the liner. Right now, it only goes about 6 or 8 inches up the wall of the pool. This time, it's gonna go all the way up to the gutter. So that's a new change. They will also put the lane lines and the lane markers back in. We also have to redo the pad of the splash pad. And then we're also gonna take all our old gutter grids up and replace those too, because those are also back when the pool was installed 15 some years ago. So this covers all of that, and we are looking at April to get started. So cross your fingers, we'll be open by Memorial Day.
Am I correct in the numbers that it's just under 168,000?
167, 951.90 is the total.
And the money comes from where?
We did, we'll be doing an additional appropriation out of the park budget
Okay.
for swimming and pool improvements.
It's been through the park board and council on the 4th, I think.
I think the swimming pool is a great thing for the city of Connersville, and I think we should repair it. I'll make a motion to that effect.
I agree, and I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Catherine, were we supposed to do something with that map?
That's Second Street.
Right,
We can talk about it when I do my other
Okay.
thing.
thank you.
Mr. Coulter, Bottomley, which one's coming up for department reports?
I already stand it.
Okay, you didn't have it. As soon as I said Coulter, I saw you standing there, so.
All right, monthly report for utilities for September. Revenue disbursements, we actually had a good month in both areas. We finally got out of the red in water for the year. Hopefully we can stay out to end the year. Overtime, $7,032. 2,000 of that was scheduled overtime, basically due to the sewer plant vacations. We have someone out with the injury. She's been out about a month now. And rest of it just overtime. Water plant is having A lot of that came from the water plant, alarm problems, and booster station problems, so hopefully we got that fixed. I did make a mistake on the spreadsheet, if you guys noticed or not, on the overtime. It says, meter department, $21,000, that's zero. I think it just took the total, crossed the line and added it up, so I don't know if anybody noticed that, but the total number is still correct. Let's see. It also includes the report on work orders, service work, water plant, sewer plant report is included. Miscellaneous, September 1st, went to AWWA district meeting, and Gary Winstead works with the water crew, got his 40-year service pin, which is really nice that he got that. I think we put it on Facebook. September 7th, we had our Ibm Audit. I think I talked about it before, but that did happen in September, 1st of September. It went pretty well. We just had to add more signage at the river outfalls. They wanted them in a different area than where we had them. We also installed new radio at the golf ball water tower and new VFD at the Gray Road booster station, which should fix that overtime problem that we had, we hope. We also installed a new screen liner on well 3 behind the park. That was $31,000. Also, we rebuilt the pump, and that we fix a well every year, and that's the last of them. Through our well maintenance program, we have them inspected, tested, and repaired. So now, next year we'll start back over. Cost shouldn't be as much because they've all been rebuilt with new screens and new liners. So they'll just test the flow, and so that's part of our maintenance program. I think I had a photograph of the screen that was put in, the liner that was put in, and the old pipes that was pulled out. Just to kind of how that process works. So,
What's the lifespan of that screen? What's the lifespan of that screen?
Yeah, it's a while. Yeah, we got some years now. We got some. It also depends on the makeup of the water chemistry that it's sucking up.
Right.
Also, well 3 is pretty good well, so.
5
Just
is
so
the worst.
people understand.
One farthest north is the worst.
Yeah, if they got a lot of lime and iron in them, they don't last as long. So, what else? Oh, October claims. Notice we have a $11,000 claim from Case Construction. That is the road cuts for all the leaks we've been having. But they went back and fixed them for us, the roads.
Looks good too.
And also we bought a new mower, a Kubota mower, and that's another expenditure that you should see on your expenditure report. Is there any questions?
Good job.
Thank you,
That's all I
sir.
have.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
One thing I wanted to add on the utility side, you've heard me say before that it's the industry standard to replace 1% of your infrastructure every year. We've waited about 150 years to start on the water mains, but one area that we do a good job in is keeping our lift stations upgraded. Over the past 5 years, I guess, we've upgraded Paint Company, Waterloo Road, Old Walmart North. We did a project at Kunkel's last year to get some of the water out of that lift station, and another one, and I can't remember which one, but Walmart South is the one that we're doing this year.
Is that the one you had the rags problem?
Yeah, so we're putting, as we update these, we have been switching them out to grinder pumps,
Good idea.
and we put bond choppers in them, and this is the one that we probably had the biggest rag problem because all the restaurants in that area, sometimes they dispose of their rags down the sewer. But I just wanted to tell you, that's a pretty good sized project. Each year, we try to do one lift station, and we set aside money in depreciation, and this is one of the projects we're doing with that, so. On the transfer station report, we had about 489 tons of trash that was picked up by the trash truck, 370 that was dropped off, for a total of 859 tons. That's about all the excitement at the transfer station this month. On the street department report, the street sweeper is starting to wind down for the season. We usually stop that during the time we're picking up leaves, and then maybe he'll go back out if weather permits after leaves are all done and clean up, the final cleanup. But we're also, the large item pickup has maybe 2 more Thursdays. So if you have one item of heavy trash you want picked up, call 825-1421 in the next couple of days. And I think if October 28th, I think is the last Thursday that we'll be picking up for this year. Yard waste pickup will go another month and a half or so until we're done picking up leaves. And on this report, the compost site had some totals of 222 loads of brush, 118 loads of yard waste. We loaded up 6 loads of compost for people and 14 loads of mulch. So, you know, opening back up to 3 days seems to have truly been needed and seems to be pretty helpful to people. So we'll probably stick with that when we open up next year. Kind of thinking that maybe over the winter that we might open up 1 day a week just to be there in case anybody, you know, has a little bit of stuff they want to drop off, and Christmas trees. And,
If there happened to be a ice storm or something like that, we would
Right.
open up more.
Yeah. Yeah.
People bring stuff.
if there was an event, weather event, we would open up, you know,
We
full
did.
time for a little bit.
We did it all last year. Anytime there's a weather event, we opened up next year.
The only other thing, they cut down a tree over at the cemetery, and we have just about got the cemetery in good control on the trees. There's maybe one huge tree on the alley over there that we could probably cut down sometime, but gosh, I bet in the last 5 years, we probably cut 30 trees down in that cemetery, haven't we?
Is there any left?
Very few, the smaller ones, but all the big ones were just so old they'd had it. And to have them just continuing to fall on the headstones, bad thing.
Yeah, everyone we've taken down's been bad.
Yeah. Any questions? Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Brad.
you.
Chief Bolos.
Saturday.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Randy.
So you guys have my report on there. Is there any questions or concerns on there? Okay, so I don't think I provided you guys with the information about a 97 red Honda that's parked in the back parking lot there. That was a seized vehicle, and we just found out now that it's non-fixable, so we have to get rid of it by court order also. We have to get rid of that seized vehicle, so I just inform you that thing will be out of there in the parking lot. It's broke down now. We haven't decided on how we'll get rid of it, and the court order says by Sheriff's Department, so we'll look into that, whether we can take and get it auctioned or sell it, or if we have to go to the police department. So that vehicle that's parked in the back that our drug task force used to utilize will be gone here in the near future. Also want to let you guys know that we did submit our signed quotes for our body cameras. Now we're just waiting for delivery and them to send somebody down to train us on the use of it. And that should happen pretty quicker, I would say, a couple of weeks, within the month, I would say. We should be getting those, and we'll come up with an SOP, finalized SOP, and I'll present those to you guys to look at. So, just information on our K-9 officers up in Bond Lake. He's been up here 4 weeks. He's got a couple of weeks left, and so by the time our next reporting day, we should have him back on the street. We're down a manpower without him also, so that affects us also, but we're excited to get him back and get our second K-9 back on the street. Training hours, last month we had 208 training hours, which included some RRT training and a lot of K-9 training. So other than that, that's all I have. If you guys have any other questions. Nothing?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Brown, you out there, sir? How are you today?
Good.
Hello, Nick.
Hello.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, everybody got copies of mine? So it should have been like 59 cars for September and 19 properties for that month. So I'll try to give you a breakdown each month from now on. So it was such a big spreadsheet from here on out.
Good job.
Thank you.
It's a lot for 1 month.
Yeah. Busy.
It's the being consistent and staying on it, that's really what the success is.
Follow-up's key.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot to it, so
Did you get the one result from this morning I told you about?
tried to.
Okay. Get with
I
me.
went up there, but I'll talk to you about it.
Get with me after this.
Yep. Any other questions?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Nick. Director Pause.
Hey, John.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. For the month of September, we had 10 hours, 25 minutes of meeting production and 21 hours, 25 minutes of original production, which is quite a bit up. Everything is going very well. I wanted to show you that we did get the award for the underserved voices for the Black Man Small Towns Driving for Change. So we received that. We'll be recognized at a video conference coming up. They're not meeting this year due to COVID, of course, so, but we did get the award in the mail, and so very proud of that.
That's a good thing.
That's very good.
Also, make sure that those who participated, that they were part of something successful.
Yeah, actually, it has Emma Williams' name on it, so she was very instrumental in getting that accomplished. So I
And the
appreciate her a
guests.
lot, and I know, of course, all the guests were very good. Yeah. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief Harden.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Everyone should have a copy of my report, minus the normal financials. Kind of had a perfect storm of problems with that, so I will, when I'll get you guys copies to catch you up. So we had 398 calls for service for the month of September. Any month that we're right around that 400 mark is just really going. I mean, that's just a lot of calls. And we're seeing a lot of, just from what I'm hearing, and the reviewing I'm doing, normally we get a lot of, I'm not gonna say they aren't emergencies, but they are lower acuity emergencies. Emergency is in the eye of the beholder. We're getting a lot of serious stuff. We're getting a lot more what we consider sick patients, really sick patients. So not only are the numbers up, the acuity is up. So just a very weird time, very interesting. But, just still have 2 employees off, one on workman's comp, and I had another one who was injured in a motor vehicle accident the end of September. Do not know how long she's going to be off. It will probably be an extended period of time. See the next one, the med storage systems, got those installed. I was very, very pleased to get that done. While that company was there doing the installs, we also got some equipment mounts put in. State's looking at eventually anything over, I think it's 5 pounds in the patient compartment is going to have to be secured, because it basically, if there's a wreck, it turns into a missile. So we had some heart monitor mounts that we've had. They were just trying to retrofit them to attach to the truck, was just something we just couldn't do. So while they were there, they went ahead and put those in. So we were happy with that. So, those monitors are 20 to 25 pounds. So you don't want those moving around a lot. So we're well on our way to getting all of those secured down. I'm doing some paperwork with, for medication licensing. We've never had to do this before, so this is kind of a learning curve. But I have got that submitted to the state on the state level, and then once you get the state approval, then you got to go to the federal level. So that's kind of a work in progress. I'm guessing that the application will be returned for need of correction, because there was no guidance with this. And I kept reaching out to some of my other, people who are doing this, and they're like, we don't know what they want. So we kind of did what we thought and turned it in, and I'm sure they're gonna say, well, yeah, that's nice, but we want this also. So the application was 4 pages, and I think I ended up, with all the attachments and proof and all that kind of stuff, it ended up being about 70 pages that got sent back to them. So it's a learning curve. I guess we'll figure it out. Our FEMA, our AFG grant was declined. We did find that out a couple of weeks ago. So it is what it is. Back to the financials, there was a computer software problem that lies between the billing company and like Medicare and the insurances, the kind of like the clearinghouse software that got shut down. They had detected a possible breach. So instead of letting it go, they just shut the whole system down. So all of billing for a large portion of EMS and medical facilities was kind of in limbo for about 2 weeks. Nothing could go in, nothing could come out. So that was one of the problems that we ended up having. So the other thing, and I'm not sure we really need a motion. They have put out for rural provider relief funds through like Medicare, Medicaid, HHS, Health and Human Services. It is in line with what we got automatically the beginning of last year. I have been working with Jolisa and Rosemary on that. So I guess maybe just an FYI permission. There's no matching.
You're applying for something.
Applying for it. They're not going to, we don't know how much it's going to be. It's one of those things where we're gonna apply and we're gonna say, this is the number we came up with, and they're gonna say, okay, that's fine, but this is what we're giving you. We don't know. So I guess it's more of an FYI consensus, it's okay to do that type of thing.
It's considered a grant.
I'm not even sure it's considered a grant. Would you consider it a grant?
That money that they just threw at everybody last year was, it was a grant, but yet, State Board of Accounts didn't require us to record it either. So let's go ahead and get your permission to apply for it, and that way, we still have it.
Okay.
So you're going for permission to provide for the rural provider relief funds. How's that?
That sounds excellent.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign.
All right,
Good to
thank
go on
you.
that one.
Anybody have any questions for me?
I think I asked this last month, but are the transfers down because your medical runs were up?
It's twofold, yes, and also most of the stuff that is transferred out, most of the patients that are transferred out are ALS patients, are advanced life support patients. And we just don't have the medics on to do that and continue to cover the county. So there are days we're doing basic life support transports, but we're not doing advanced life support transports. Both the people that I have noted of being off, they're both medics. So some of it is we're just busy with other stuff, and when they call, are like, hey, we've already got 3 ambulances out, we don't know how long it's going to be. They're not going to wait on us, they're just going to call someone else. The other is we know we just don't have that paramedic to take that call and still cover the county. So that's what it is. It's kind of a twofold problem, but it feeds off each other. So
You have to make that call.
so yeah, that's a difficult line. So
Yeah.
but we try to balance it as best we can. All right.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Superintendent Good.
Hi again.
Hello.
I'm gonna go with a Good News Monday theme today, because we have a lot of good news at the park. So we'll start off with 2nd Street. I do need to ask permission to apply for some more grant money. This time we're going to ask Rush Shelby REMC for $5,000 toward the project.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second to the motion and a second to approve for a grant. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you. You said Rush Shelby?
Yes. As of today, we have a little over $65,000 committed. I know I gave you kind of an alternate idea. I think I told you last time I wanted to be prepared, you know, should we not be able to reach our goal. And this is just one of the suggestions. We're working on, the great news is the timbers that make up most of the playscape have come in about $20,000 less than they had anticipated. So that was really good news. I went back over the budget with the landscape architect, and we were able to cut, just going back through things and thinking, you know, where we are now, we cut probably another $20,000 out of the budget. Just things that were like, we don't really need this isn't a necessity. So you can kind of forget everything I put in my report because we're working on, so because of all those reductions, we're able to work on now another Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. So he is working on that with some graphics, and by the time this board meets again, we should have those updates. So been going out to a lot of meetings, talking about the park, getting a really good response. We got 3 more donations in the mail this morning. So I'm really hopeful that we get to Plan A, but if not, I feel like we're in a good position to move ahead.
Quick question, are you gonna be able to do the donations that you have now, apply for that doubling grant? Is that what?
Yes, Jaleesa said it has been released officially. It's due January the 11th. So, but we have to have all the match money in hand when we apply. So we can only apply for as much money as we raise. Our deadline is Thanksgiving. We would like that much time to get the grant completed and submitted on time. So, and then pivot if we need to. So, but that was also good news that it was never official until last week that money was going to be available. So we had a really successful event on the trail last week. I want to thank everybody that came out and helped. There was lots of people from the city that came, lots of people from the park board and other volunteers to make that possible. The school corporation was a great partner getting that contest. They do basically all the legwork running the contest. Had a really good turnout. We raised almost $1,000, and that will go toward our trail maintenance fund. This morning, I got some really great news. This is the first year, I told you last time that we aren't going to do a Halloween party, and we are going to focus our attention on our Christmas party because there aren't lots of organizations that do a party for Christmas. Duke called me this morning and said they're going to be our official sponsor. They are, yeah, they're going to gift us $1,750. That's going to cover most of all of our expenses. So this year we're planning on having the carriage ride like we normally do. We're going to have Mr. and Mrs. Claus with Nathan has volunteered to be our photographer. So everybody will get a picture of their kids with Santa. We're going to have a reindeer this year, so that's really exciting, thanks to Duke. We're going to have popcorn and cookies and hot chocolate and lemonade and stuff like that, and then a craft station, and so it's really going to be fun. We're going to try to really make it a bigger event than we have in the past, and that's because thanks to Duke's help with that. We also want to get some carolers, possibly a live nativity in the park, so I think it's going to be really fun. It'll be a good time, so be on the lookout. We're going to need lots of volunteers to help us run that too. On October 9th, wanted to recognize Scott Kiefaber and all the people at the Connersville Vet Clinic. They ran their annual vaccination clinic, and they raised over $2,100 that day. All that money gets put into the bark parks, and I think this year the plan will be to add more play features to the little bark park, because all we have out there now is some benches and the Snoopy house, so it needs some attention. I did tell you that the lights were out at the Miller building. Those are fixed and working as they should be. And the door that was broken at the Miller building is also being fixed next week. And the fountain is working and all the fish are working. So that was good news. We did close girls basketball registrations. We are not accepting any late ones. We had 135 girls sign up, And the boys' registration will open November the 5th. So, any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief Jones.
Hey, Scott.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Everyone should have a copy of my September monthly report. We'll start with the overtime. Overtime for September was a little bit over $2,500, which I was expecting a little more, so that's good. October will be a little bit higher. October's a 3-pay month, so next report, it'll probably be a little bit more than that. Any questions on the overtime? Move on to the run report. 201 runs for the month of September. Medical runs have been seeing an increase month to month. So we had 201 total runs, and you'll see a few pages of a summary of all the different runs that we had for the month. After that, you'll see the training that we did for the month of September. I did get the total in there this month, 23 and a half hours. The guys are currently doing some hose testing. We have to do hose testing annually, so they're training in the morning, doing hose testing in the afternoon right now. And then on the last page, you'll see the inspections that I got completed for September. And I still am in the process of training the guys on the new software, so that's why you still see my name only, but it's a work in progress. Some other things that we have going on. I have 2 guys currently in EMT school. It's about a 9-month school. I have 5 guys currently taking an Fire Instructor 2 course at the local Ivy Tech. And we're currently training the new hire as much as we possibly can on our equipment. Plus, we'll be starting him in the Firefighter 2 class here soon. So we are having the physical agility test on October 30th for the new pool that we're trying to create. We had 18 applications turned back in. We had to disqualify 7 due to not having the right documents included. So I sent 11 letters out, and we'll be having the physical agility test on October 30th. So if any of you would like to come see how that works, it's at 9 o'clock in the morning at the Roberts Building in the park. So it's kind of interesting. If you'd like to come watch, I invite you guys to come watch.
Thank you.
So that's all I have. Any questions?
Thank you, sir.
Thanks,
All right.
Scott.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Anything old business? Any miscellaneous business? Claims.
City claims was $99,782.66. Payroll, $352,699.58. Utilities was $307,756.37.
Motion to approve the claims?
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Anybody from the public out there? Nope. Okay. Take a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Have a motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried.